Guys, what's going on? This is RJ Game News USA here, back today to make another video. And today we're going to discuss Bungie asking reviewers to delay their reviews of Marathon for nearly a freaking month. We're talking they don't want reviewers to give out their full review scores until late March, and this game came out in early March. This is crazy. We got to get right into it. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. So, I have an article we're going to read, and then we're going to discuss. But first, let me explain. I've already played Marathon. I played it 45 minutes on stream. I gave my full review. I gave it a 1 out of 10. I wasn't scared to do so. But apparently, these reviewers, these game journalists, are bowing before Bungie's request and currently are not reviewing the game. It's review in progress. And for those of you that don't know me, I fucking hate review in progress. Anytime I see it for any game, it's annoying. It's like giving that game a pass. Whether it's a single player that needs some glitches fixed, or whether it's a multiplayer that they want to give it a longer roadway, a longer chance. I don't give a shit. You should review the game how it is day one. That is my opinion. Let's read this article from Rock, Paper, Shotgun, and then we'll discuss. Bungie asked Marathon critics to delay full reviews till the release of an in-game zone. So, it says here, Bungie's Marathon reboot released yesterday, but you might not get that impression from the developer's coverage embargo guidelines, which request that critics delay their full review and impressions until the launch of a pinnacle in-game zone and experience later in March. Question for Bungie: why is that in-game zone not available at launch? If you had to delay the game a few weeks, that would have been fine. Why wasn't this ready at launch? I'm very puzzled by this. You go on with the article. It says it's a request suggestion, not a demand, but it rubs me the wrong way regardless. The Marathon reboot is not an early access launch that is marketed to buyers as unfinished. Here's the complete excerpt from the embargo mail, as shared with me by RPS Sheriff of Guidestown Ollie Toms, who has already written a bazillion Marathon guides. There is no embargo on any coverage of impressions, live streams, VODs, or assets. You can publish content as you play the game. However, we ask you to hold on to your full review and impressions until you play Cryo Archive, Marathon's pinnacle in-game zone and experience, which will be unlocked in the second half of March. To be clear, this isn't a mandate, gee thanks, but a request suggestion. I have to say this to your request and your suggestion. Go fuck yourself. I already gave the review, and these other cowards who refuse to review you are just that, cowards, because they want access with you. The Cryo Archive Zone doesn't have a final release date, also coming at some point in the second half of March, a ranked PvP mode. Again, why is this not at the launch of the game? Why are we launching games undercooked, half-baked, under-delivered? I'm sure Marathon still would fucking suck with these modes. These modes really gonna sway us any more than we already think of the game? If so, why the fuck are these pivotal modes not there at launch? Can you guys answer me that? Continuing the article. Those of you old enough to drink will possibly be reminded of the launch of the original Destiny. Back at the dawn of the live service looter shooter era of 2014, which Destiny was a part of, handing it an 8 out of 10 review was considered blasphemy back in those days. It was widely considered to be a sign of Armageddon. Let's be honest. If someone gave Marathon an 8 out of 10, now, Bungie would gladly take it. Gladly take it. That's how far they've fallen. 8 out of 10 for Destiny was a disaster for them, but they would gladly take 8 out of 10 for Marathon. There is Marathon doesn't even scratch the asshole of Destiny. And that's crazy because Destiny's nowhere close to Halo. But by God, Destiny's so much better. Anyway, Bungie sought to mitigate the relatively mixed reactions by pointing out that the Vault of Glass, Destiny's first raid, landed a week or two after launch. So they did this with the Vault of Glass. The Vault of Glass should have been there at launch for Destiny. And Bungie repeats the same mistake and expects a different result. But you know what we're getting? The result we're getting is clearly, since 2014, game journalists are more scared to give games bad reviews, more scared to give games early reviews. And it's sad. It shows the sad, pathetic state of the game journalist world. And that's why people like me have to step in. And literally, even other YouTubers are behind me. There's a PlayStation scam going on with dynamic pricing. Everybody's acting like it just happened. I covered that shit 4 months ago, bitch. Go check it out on the channel. Over 200 something views on it. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. So now that we read through that article, let's go to the Metacritic. What do we got going on? Critic reviews not available yet. Cowards. Pathetic. Sad. Pathetic. Retard alert. Retard alert. But we do have a very divided community. User scores. There are 665 user scores. And I shit you not, it sits at a dead-on 5.0. Talk about divisive. Now, let's talk player count. I was shocked to see, not that long ago, Marathon topped the charts of Steam. Guess what? It's following a trend of live service shooters that launch. They might start off with a lot of people. They sure as fuck don't end that way by the end of the week. Because Marathon's fallen out of the top 10 now of the Steam charts for actively played users. Slay the Spire 2 has absolutely destroyed it. I think currently it's something like 72,000 people are playing Marathon. At the peak of the server slam, it was 144,000. Slay the Spire 2 has 531,000 playing right now. Has an early access little indie style game. Sad. Pathetic. This is Bungie we're talking about. And there's a lot of reviewers here, and there's a lot of people that would love for Marathon to be just successful enough that Bungie can hang on, that they won't be disbanded or tossed away or fired like so many other game developers. I say fuck that. I say a clear message needs to be sent. A shot across the bow. We've had Concord happen. We've had High Guard happen. Marathon is the last big hit that needs to happen to these dumb ass bare bones live service games that offer you little to no content at launch. It needs to be put to fucking bed. So then they can go again, make good single player games, or good single player games that have a multiplayer add-on, or just good multiplayer games. Right? And stop with this live service bullshit. Yes, some should exist. Sure, an extraction shooter should exist and it's an emerging genre. I'll grant that. Bungie fucked up, and there must be consequences. No amount of propping up by game journalists will save that. The people know. The people have the power. Do not buy this slop. They have $20 microtransactions for skins. I shit you not. There are skins in this game that are half the price of the game. $20. And keep in mind, this is an FPS where you don't even see the fucking skin while you're playing. It's not like Fortnite where you see the skin while you're playing. Sad. Pathetic. Anybody who buys that, it's retard alert. Retard alert. Okay? That being said, we've seen Sony cancel a ton of live service games. Shutter Studios, like Blue Point, who never should have been on making a live service game like a God of War live service game. We're seeing games like Fair Games that's supposed to come out at some point, and everybody already knows that's a flop. We're getting Concord 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0. It doesn't end. Marathon probably will get supported for a year. After that, they're done. They're cooked. They'd be finished. And I don't know what will be left of Bungie. But we could have had Destiny 3. Or we could have had a new IP. Maybe it could have been Marathon, but not reimagined this way. And it's sad. And it sucks. And as a fan of Bungie, it hurts and it's painful. But we'll all get through it because we got to do what's right. And again, if you buy Marathon and you like the game and you play the game and you're enjoying it, more power to you. Have fun with it. But I think I can speak for most gamers when I say this was a big mistake that you could see from a mile away. And I just have to be proven right again. We know better as consumers.